When to hold on and when to let go, the hidden wisdom in every relationship. Imagine standing at the edge of a still lake at sunrise. The water so calm it mirrors the world perfectly. In this quiet moment, the smallest ripple reveals the profound interconnectedness of all things. Life, much like this lake, unveils its deepest truths in such serene moments, often hidden in the ordinary and overlooked corners of our daily lives. As we navigate the passage of time, the terrain of our relationships reshapes itself subtly yet profoundly. Like sand reshuffled by an invisible tide, those we once called family in spirit, the friends who seemed inseparable from our journey, slowly drift into the distance. It's not discord or ill will that drives this change, but the divergence of life paths, each one charting its own course. This quiet unraveling feels inevitable, yet achingly intimate, as if the cosmos itself is orchestrating a bittersweet melody that teaches us to embrace the beauty of impermanence. Pause for a moment and look around. How many people in your life are genuinely walking beside you, sharing the same rhythm? And how many have quietly veered onto a path of their own? This isn't about apportioning blame or judging anyone's choices, it's the intricate dance of existence. Every individual is a universe unto themselves, with dreams as vast as the sky, fears as deep as the ocean, and destinations shaped by their unique journeys. When these universes align, the connection feels almost otherworldly, as if fate itself smiled upon you. But when they don't, no matter how tightly you try to hold on, it's like grasping water with your bare hands. It flows away, gentle yet unstoppable. A poignant reminder that some alignments are only meant to be temporary. This reminds me of an ancient story about two monks living on separate mountain peaks. Each day, as they made their way to the stream at the base of the mountains, they not only quenched their thirst but also found nourishment for their souls in the simplicity of their conversations. These moments by the water became a sacred ritual, a thread of connection that seemed unbreakable. But as time passed, one monk began to feel the weight of the journey. He longed to create something lasting, something that wouldn't depend on the daily trek. So, with quiet determination, he began to dig a well, one handful of earth at a time. His efforts were met with solitude and doubt. Yet he pressed on, driven by a vision of self-sufficiency. When the well finally yielded water, he felt both triumph and an unexpected sadness, knowing that his path had diverged from the shared rhythm of his friend. This story isn't just about physical distance but about the emotional and spiritual shifts we all experience. It speaks to the delicate balance between pursuing our individual paths and cherishing the bonds that shape us. Even as we evolve, the echoes of those connections remain, a reminder that growth often comes with both joy and loss. For years, they met daily at a stream to fetch water, their conversations weaving an intricate tapestry of friendship. One day, one monk stopped appearing, concerned. The other climbed to his friend's peak, only to find him practicing martial arts beside a well he'd spent years digging. The monk explained that he no longer needed the daily trek, his well provided all he required. Their lives, once synchronized, had found different rhythms. It's not a tale of betrayal or indifference but a testament to the quiet truth that we all seek what fulfills us, even if it means leaving others behind. In life, relationships ebb and flow like the tides, a natural rhythm that reveals the essence of human connection. The friends who gather at your table during times of celebration and abundance often scatter when the winds of fortune shift. This isn't cynicism, it's the clarity life offers us. A chance to discern genuine bonds from fleeting companionships. Imagine a wealthy young man hosting lavish parties, surrounded by laughter and voices calling him their best friend. But when he pretended to fall on hard times, seeking help from his closest circle, Most vanished like smoke in the wind. Only a handful stood firm, their loyalty unwavering. The truth is stark yet beautiful. It is not the glittering moments that define the depth of friendship but the dark, unyielding shadows where true loyalty emerges. It's in these moments of scarcity and challenge that the authenticity of a relationship shines brightest. Like a hidden gem unearthed by adversity. We're often led to believe that amassing connections is the hallmark of a successful, fulfilling life. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if the true richness of life lies not in the sheer quantity of people we know but in the rare quality of those who genuinely stand beside us through every storm? Imagine the freedom in understanding that it's not about pleasing everyone or spreading yourself thin across countless acquaintances. It's about cultivating depth over breadth, focusing on connections that enrich rather than deplete. The emotional impact of this realization can be transformative. It shifts the narrative from striving for approval to seeking authenticity. From feeling drained by superficial interactions to being energized by meaningful bonds. When you prioritize quality in relationships, you discover a profound sense of peace. This peace stems from knowing that the people who remain are those who truly value you. Not for what you provide or represent, but for who you genuinely are. In this way, prioritizing quality transforms relationships into sanctuaries, places of mutual respect and profound understanding, where growth becomes a shared journey rather than a solitary struggle. Instead, it's about cherishing the few whose presence feels like home. True connection cannot be manufactured or coerced, it emerges organically. Like wildflowers that bloom effortlessly in the right conditions. These relationships aren't about proximity or obligation but a magnetic pull. A silent yet powerful alignment of values and souls. And yet, we cling. We cling to people, to memories, to the comforting illusion that holding on will somehow preserve what was. But letting go isn't failure, it's an act of courage. An invitation to growth. Imagine a bird in a cage. Its song echoing softly within the confines of captivity. You believe its melody belongs to you, that its beauty can be contained. But when you open the cage and set it free, the bird doesn't stop singing, its song soars higher, reaching places it could never touch before. Relationships work much the same way. The tighter you hold on, the more you risk stifling their natural evolution, turning what was once vibrant into something strained and weary. True love, true friendship, thrives in freedom, not possession. Imagine a garden where flowers are allowed to grow untamed, their colors vibrant and their fragrances filling the air. Such a garden flourishes not because the gardener controls each bloom, but because they provide the space and nourishment for natural growth. Similarly, when relationships are built on trust and the willingness to let each other evolve independently, they transform into bonds of profound strength. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Love the person but do so with the awareness that they are separate and free," a sentiment that reminds us to cherish without clinging. Freedom in relationships doesn't diminish connection, it deepens it, allowing both individuals to bring their fullest selves to the bond. It's in the letting go that we allow beauty to transform, to grow beyond the limits of what we once imagined possible. Consider the fable of the sheep and the wolf. When danger loomed, the sheep's so-called friends, a horse, a rabbit, a donkey, all found convenient excuses to vanish into safety, leaving the sheep to fend for itself. Yet it was the dog, steadfast and silent, who leaped into action, risking life and limb to protect the sheep. The story strikes at the heart of human relationships. Those who boast loudly of their loyalty often crumble under pressure, while those who act without fanfare quietly define the essence of true friendship. Friendship is not woven from words or grand promises, it is forged in the fires of action and presence. Especially in the moments when vulnerability casts its longest shadow. In those moments, it becomes clear that the measure of a friend lies not in their declarations, but in their unwavering willingness to stand by your side when it matters most. There's a shadowy complexity to our need for connection. A yearning that often blinds us to the glaring red flags waving in plain sight. In the name of loyalty, we rationalize toxic behaviors, convincing ourselves that love or friendship should endure all trials, no matter the cost. The parable of the farmer and the frozen snake encapsulates this misguided belief. The farmer, driven by compassion, rescues the snake, only to suffer its venomous bite. The snake's nature remained unchanged despite the farmer's kindness. This tale is a poignant reminder that some individuals, no matter how much goodness you extend, cannot or will not reciprocate in kind. To be good-hearted is not to be blind. True kindness demands discernment. It takes profound strength to walk away from relationships that deplete rather than nourish, to preserve your dignity and channel your energy towards those who recognize and honor your value. True connection is never a one-sided effort. It's a harmonious exchange where both souls are equally enriched. It's not easy. This business of letting go. It's a skill, an art form even, to release without resentment or regret. The ancient Taoist philosophy offers a profound guiding principle: flow like water. Water doesn't fight against the obstacles it encounters, it gracefully moves around them, adapts, and, in doing so, shapes its surroundings. By embracing this fluidity in relationships, we can see letting go not as a form of losing but as an act of transformation, making space for the new, the aligned, and the harmonious. This principle mirrors the Stoic idea of amor fati, the love of fate, which teaches us to accept the natural course of events without resistance. The friends who leave your life are not losses to mourn but catalysts for growth, creating room for those who resonate more deeply with your evolving self. Letting go becomes not just an end but a beginning, an opening to life's endless flow of possibilities. Sometimes, the most profound lessons come from unexpected places, often through the simplest metaphors. Imagine a room filled with balloons, each one labeled with a name. The task is deceptively straightforward: find the balloon with your name. Chaos erupts as people frantically search, pushing past each other, their focus solely on their own goal. Yet, no one succeeds. Then, the facilitator offers a different approach: pick up a random balloon and hand it to the person whose name is on it. In mere minutes, the chaos transforms into calm efficiency, and everyone has their balloon. The deeper moral lies not just in the act of helping but in the paradigm shift it represents. When we stop obsessing over our own desires and instead focus on uplifting others, we inadvertently align ourselves with the flow of reciprocity. Relationships, too, thrive in this space, not when tethered to expectations or demands, but when nurtured by selfless giving and an unwavering trust that what is truly meant for us will arrive in its time. This lesson echoes an ancient truth: the more we give without counting the cost, the more we find that the universe has a way of returning our gifts in abundance, often in ways we could never predict. As you navigate the shifting sands of connection, remember this: the foundation of every relationship lies in the one you cultivate with yourself. It's a quiet truth that often goes unspoken: if you can find harmony in solitude, the fear of loneliness loses its power. Solitude, when embraced, becomes a sanctuary, a space where you rediscover your essence and nourish your soul. The paradox of friendship reveals itself here: the less you seek validation from others to fill an inner void, the more magnetic and genuine your connections become. People are irresistibly drawn to those who exude quiet confidence, not born from arrogance, but from a deep, unshakable self-awareness. This self-sufficiency is not about rejecting companionship but about approaching it with an open heart, free from desperation, allowing relationships to flourish naturally, like seeds sprouting in fertile soil. In the end, Life is a delicate tapestry of arrivals and departures. People step into your world to illuminate new paths, challenge your perspectives, or share the burden of your journey, even if only for a fleeting moment. And when their chapter in your story concludes, they move on, not as a mark of failure, but as a testament to the lessons exchanged and growth achieved. To let go of what no longer serves you is not an act of loss, it is an act of profound courage. A commitment to evolution, both yours and theirs. After all, what greater act of love exists than granting someone the freedom to become their truest self? Even if that self flourishes in a space separate from yours. In embracing this truth, we learn that the art of letting go is the art of making space for growth, for new beginnings, and for the infinite possibilities life continues to offer. So don't fear the end of relationships. See them as chapters in the unfolding story of your life, each one contributing to the person you are becoming. Embrace them as milestones on your journey, markers of growth and transformation. Trust that the universe, in its infinite wisdom, orchestrates encounters not to confine you, but to teach and guide you. Think of a river winding its way through valleys and forests, gathering tributaries and carving its path with each turn. Just as the river shapes the land and is shaped by it, so too are our lives shaped by the people we meet. These encounters, whether brief or enduring, are like the tributaries. Some merge seamlessly with your flow, adding depth and richness, while others part ways, having fulfilled their purpose. The beauty lies in recognizing that each person brings something essential to your journey. Whether a lesson, a challenge, or a moment of shared joy, the river flows forward, and so must we, carrying with us the gifts of those encounters. As the Stoics remind us, everything has its season, what begins must end. And in that ending lies the seed of renewal. When the time comes to part ways, let it be with a heart full of gratitude for the shared moments, and not with grief for their conclusion. For every ending is but a doorway to a new beginning, a chance to welcome new perspectives, relationships, and opportunities that align with the evolving rhythm of your soul. In the end, it is this cycle of connection and release that shapes the richness of our lives. This reflection is brought to you by Practical Philosophy, a space where timeless wisdom meets modern life. Join us on a journey to uncover insights that elevate your mind, nurture your spirit, and transform your world.